me, is it fair to say right now there is no complete team in the AFC? I mean, look, the Chiefs, they got no defense. Go ahead.
No year is a team complete. Even we saw New England. They've started the season 2-2. And they went right through everyone going to. There are no complete teams. That's the thing about the NFL. That's why you can have parity. Like, no year you can talk about a team. With our salary cap, there's no team that has ever been complete.
Well, okay, well, so I feel like you're using complete almost as placeholder for perfect. I'm not saying a perfect team, but I'll take 3 teams in the NFC.
Who has the least number of flaws should be the question.
Okay, sure.
There's no perfect football teams. There's no perfect sports teams. But which team has the least number of flaws that can be exploited by other teams?
And the point, go ahead, if you're
No, you can go ahead. That's just the question.
The point that, and if I'm answering that question league-wide, the first 3 teams that come to mind to me are all in the NFC. The Rams come to mind. Okay, what's their flaw? They don't have an edge rusher. The Vikings come to mind. What's their flaw? The interior of their offensive line. The Eagles come to mind. What's their flaw? Let's see what they look like when Wentz gets back and they have the wide receiver injuries. But those are minor tweaks. In the AFC, all of the good teams to me have at least one glaring hole. The Pats, it's skill position guys outside of Brady and Gronk. For the Steelers, it's for Bell's not there, and the defense has been bad since Shazier got hurt. For the Chiefs, who is their talent on defense? And for the Jags, it's what you said. It's Blake Bortles, and even if Bortles plays well, who is he passing to? That's the reason I think this is a tough question is I look at every team in the AFC that is a credible Super Bowl contender and say they have at least one glaring weakness. I don't feel that way about the best teams in the NFC right now.
Yeah, and I don't feel Jacksonville has a home field advantage. They don't have great crowd support, all right? They haven't won for a long period of time. And anytime you travel to a team, it was like Tony Dungy when he was trying to turn around Tampa Bay. We weren't afraid of them having home crowd advantage because they didn't have the crowd support. And we would love to play them in January. I'd love to go to Jacksonville and play them. New England would love to be able to do that. Now, New England has a home field advantage, not only because they play well in the weather, but they have the actual crowd. So you allow these quarterbacks in perfect conditions almost, a January evening in Jacksonville to be able to throw the football. That's going to help out the opposition. So when we talk about the teams moving forward, how can they get to the Super Bowl? These are things that I look at that I don't believe a lot of people are going to be looking at that. Pittsburgh, they do have a huge advantage playing at home. They're a cold weather team also, and the fan support. Those are the 2 teams in the AFC that only have that. Jacksonville, right now, less flaws than the other 2.
Is it fair to say, because your point about the home field advantage, not just the crowd, but it sounds to me like you're talking about almost the style of team they are, that if they don't have home field, obviously they're going to have to go on the road in the playoff game. That ain't great. If they do have home field, they're a team that is built to be low-scoring defensive football. But if they have home field, it's not going to be cold in Jacksonville. It's not going to be awful weather in Jacksonville. That's not going to play to their advantage even as the home team.
They'll probably be facing a Hall of Fame quarterback in either Ben or Tom, and they're going to be hard to hold them in good conditions under 24 points. Yes, you would much rather have those guys, because of the weather, be challenged. Now, Jacksonville, do they have the type of players that would be able to do that? So they're just now forming. They don't know how to do this. I mean, we're no telling what Jalen might say the rest of the year. Like, we don't know how this team is going to respond in being in the limelight week in and week out. We saw Jalen in his first national interview with GQ. Everyone sucked. He sucks. He sucks. He ain't no good. He can't play. And even the guys that were great, he was like, he ain't bad. But, so we need to see with Jacksonville, how does the limelight look for them doing it week after week, day after day, and how they respond.
And see what people are saying about Blake Bortles a couple weeks from now. Blake's coming off the best game of his career. When Blake plays like that, sure, one of the most complete teams in the league. But we got a long sample size say Blake doesn't play like that often.
All right, we got to take a break. Coming up is Patrick Mahomes about to fall back down to earth. Next on First Things First.